And welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching react to Vancouver Whitecaps FC, Seattle Sounders FC, CONCACAF Champions Cup 2026, round of 16, leg 1. Yeah, I know I'm late. Blame Rumble. It's a shitty website. You have to make one stream after another, shot wide. Don't blame me. Oh, and also, CONCACAF is slow as hell, and 4 extra minutes of stoppage time. I thought I could cut it. 2 minutes and 5. 2:05, 0-0. Here we are. Illumi takes a shot. It goes wide. Here we are. I know I'm late. It's a watch-along. It's a watch-along. It's a watch-along. Not showing the game. It's a watch-along. Because if I show it, I get a copyright strike. Vancouver wearing white with their hoop. Seattle wearing their Salish Sea kit. Here we are. Am I proud of it? No. That I'm late? Am I proud of it? No, but it's life. Starting 11s are as follows for Vancouver Whitecaps. Corner for Vancouver. Cross in. Header. Cleared. Cleared away. And that's a free kick the other way. Starting 11s. Takaoka. Yohei Takaoka. The back four. Eddie Ocampo. Tristan Blackman. Tate Johnson. Matthias Laborda. Midfield 2 of Oliver Larise. And Sebastian Berhalter. Attacking midfield 3 of Emmanuel Sabi. Thomas Muller. Kenji Cabrera, and up top, Rayon Illumi. Well, okay, they went there. Okay, they rotated. Start 11 for Seattle, Stephen Fry. The back four, Kalani Kosa Rienzi, Alex Roldan, Jackson Reagan, Nuhu. The midfield 2 is Snyder Brunel, Christian Roldan. The attacking midfield 3 of Jesus Ferreira, Albert Rusnak, Paul Ariola, and Oseis Di Rosario up top. All MLS tie is interesting. Vancouver Whitecaps FC contra Seattle Sounders FC en la Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF. Octavos de final, partido ida. Here we are. Victory lap for Cincinnati at El Volcan. Oilers getting blown out versus Stars. That sucks, Rory. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Yeah, we're a little bit late. So be it. That's the freaking state of the... That's the way Rumble works. I hate it just as much as you do. Why can't you just make every stream I'm supposed to make? We're in the time where doubles are not very well. I hate Rumble sometimes, but it is what it is. Okay. Sounders to win for the Jovan Jones days. Of course you want that. With that being said, I'll write down the stats of the other game. I don't have to, but I will. Corner for Vancouver. After they takes this shot. And we're live. 46. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Corner. Cross in. Header. Shot. Nope. Missed. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. The only Liga MX team has a shot is Monterrey and Cruz Azul. I have a jersey collection. Toronto fan, but I have a jersey collection. How obvious do I have to make that? Every fucking time. Every fucking time, man. I have a jersey collection that's still being built. The only jersey I'll never wear is Montreal's. No, I don't want Vancouver winning this tournament, but I gladly want them to beat the Sounders. How about that? But it's better than wearing some random shirt that fits the colors. If I have the jersey, why wear a shirt that fits the random colors of a team? Doesn't make any sense. That's only when I don't have a jersey for either side. Doing Spicer dirty. He plays for Orlando now. So, and they're not even in this tournament. I'll buy an Orlando jersey for Spicer, but either way. Full-time stats are as follows for the Cincinnati Tigres game. One. Well, we got fighting in Dallas. Well, said somebody was getting blown out, so makes sense. Playing forward. We'll review this game once it's over, and we'll be live tomorrow night for the World Baseball Classic. Pretty much, well, one stream... Calendar-wise, one stream on Saturday, but pretty much procedurally, too. With the fact Formula 1 starts at midnight in China, so. Might as well. I mean, I ain't going to sleep. between the Toronto. Well, I may take a nap, but that doesn't really feel like a new day. Playing forward, 0-0. Could be Toronto FC versus CONCACAF. No, that's just dumb. Fuck Montreal, that's why. They're the scum. They're the team I hate the most. Fuck Montreal, that's why. You don't wear the scum's jersey. There's no problem wearing the redheaded stepchild of Canadian soccer's jersey, but wearing the scum's jersey, that's a bridge too far. I don't hate Vancouver. Let's be real. I just don't want them to win CONCACAF. I actually would. I'm fine with having an NYCFC jersey. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. They're not Montreal. I'd have a Club America jersey. Toronto doesn't even see Vancouver as rivals. Really, the only people that see Vancouver, it's a one-sided rivalry. Like, yeah, it's the redheaded stepchild of Canadian soccer. I mean, that's why they get called that. Like, yeah, they're good now, but I don't think many Toronto fans really see Vancouver as a rival. At least not like they do Montreal or even New York or even Red Bull, or even some people still see Columbus like that, you know? Or Seattle. I think more people hate Seattle. I think more Toronto fans hate Seattle than Vancouver. Like, if we're being real, Seattle-Toronto's a bigger real rivalry than Vancouver-Toronto. The only reason it's a rivalry is because they're both Canadian teams. Proximity, which, that's crazy. But either way, you know. Either way. It's not really a rivalry. It's just, hey, they're both Canadian teams. We'll manufacture something, and it's a triumvirate, you know. Nobody acts like Southern Miss is really a rival to Mississippi State, except if you're a Southern fan. That's when you really feel like you're a rival. Even though Vancouver's been good, they're the ones that hate Toronto. They hate the center of the universe. The center of the universe. Toronto fans, like, I mean, we hate Vancouver when we play them for 24 hours, but do we give a shit less do we care when we not? No. It's not like Montreal where we hate them every day. Every hour, every minute, every second, every day. It's not like that. I hate whoever Toronto plays for 24 hours. Maybe longer if I'm pissed off about the game. So Vancouver's like everybody else. I hate them for 24 hours. Not like Montreal where I hate them every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, of every decade, of every millennium. Oseis de Rosario. I will hate Montreal even when I'm turning to dust. Do with that what you will. Toronto basically won the trophy. Who do you think will win? Who has the best offense? I think Vancouver has the better offense of the two. Well, we were. Toronto should have won on away goals and won the match. Vancouver beat TFC in the final not too long ago. Salvador Brasil. Saludos. Boa noite. Boa noite, Brasil. What do you think of Sealy and Prince Wusu? Sealy's playing for Colorado now, but he's a good player. And Prince Wusu, he's been a good striker since he left. It's like he's taking it personal. Where were we? Offside to 4. Two quarters to 5. All right. There we go. 11-15. I like Sealy. I think he's a good player, but he's in Colorado now. He doesn't even play for Montreal anymore. But I liked him. I thought he was a good player when he was on Montreal, and I like him as a player. There's been Montreal players that I like as players even if they play for Montreal. Romel Kyoto being one that was very, very notable. Romel Kyoto was one of the very notable Toronto or Montreal former players, or at the time Montreal players, who were very well. I liked watching them play. Sealy was also one of those. Owuzu. Shot wide. Yeah, he was on the bandwagon in that time, yeah. Of course he was. They were good. Is this one truth and two lies? What? The only thing realistic you just said is I like Teen Titans Go. Or I grew up watching it, and it was entertaining at times. I still like the original Teen Titans more, and I want a season 6. That's the only thing you said that was accurate. It was the only thing you said that was accurate. Dude, if I went to college, I'd be graduated by now. I didn't go to college. 14th minute. Here's a chance. Shot saved. I mean, I grew up watching Teen Titans Go. It was entertaining at times. If that's what you mean by like, it was entertaining at times. Now, I still want the original Teen Titans back more than either way. Yeah, you know what? SoundCloud. People don't really make random tracks on SoundCloud anymore. No, you're right. Yeah, people used to make just random tracks on SoundCloud back in the day. Yeah, nobody really does that anymore. Weirdly enough, you're right. Nobody really does that anymore. Yeah. Those were the days. No matter how freaking trash you were, you make SoundCloud. Honestly, some of those SoundCloud songs were still better than what's on the radio nowadays, which is just... ain't that something, you know? Per sources, Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers have agreed to terms on a deal. Aaron Rodgers going back to the Steelers. Tristan Jari is trash. (16th minute) 0-0. Very back and forth. Sort of like Miami, Nashville, all things considered. Yeah, they all made it from SoundCloud. They had some good music. Yeah. (16th minute) 0-0. Settle. You feel bad for Finn Balor? No, I think it's good he turned face. Finally. Or at least maybe tweener, but leaning face. It's good. It's good. I'm happy to see it. 17th minute. Started tournament. Was successful. Beyblades. Those were some good days, yeah. Never really bought one, but like it was cool. It was cool when people, back when I was in frickin' elementary, it was cool when people brought the Beyblades into school, and it was cool to watch people play with the Beyblades. It was cool. I never had, maybe one from like McDonald's. Certainly don't have it anymore. I think we threw that shit out when we moved. Beyblade is a competitive sport. Well, like Pogs was a competitive sport. Some of y'all are too young for that reference. Let's see. Let's see who the unks are in this chat. Like Pogs were a competitive sport? Come on now. Come on now. 19th minute. Of course. So what, we got Malaysian Beyblade and Korean StarCraft. Okay. Malaysian Beyblade and Korean StarCraft. Okay. 19th minute. Okay. 0-0. Settle. Either way. 20th minute. Twentieth minute. Twentieth minute, 0-0. Very much a back and forth game, a punch for punch game, and nobody's thrown a big punch yet. Vancouver looks slightly better. Slightly better, I would say. They are at home, though. But look how much this ain't sold out. Look, man. Okay. Feels like this would be cooler in 2012. Woo. Cleared away. But you start gonna get Fushigi over too. The Fushigi ball. Anybody remember those? Like the one that was supposed to levitate. Remember those? Well, you're gonna bring back those fighting necklaces, like those baseball necklaces, like they were like red and blue, and they were like two colors, and they had like the rubber stoppers or whatever the hell on it, like those baseball ones. You gonna bring those back? You gonna bring back those Nike Pro socks? Come on now. Hey, you know, if you want to, go ahead and do it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying. Yeah. The Pele kick, yep. It was cool to see that. Hey, I mean, hey, if you want to get it over, get it over. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I was just trying to, I don't know, make some nostalgic references, that's all. Over the top. That's all. Oh, that ended badly. Famous last words. Senior told Jorgensen he was the #1 goalkeeper before the PSG game. Yeah, that ended badly. Famous last words. Wide. 23rd minute, 0-0. Twenty-third minute. Playing forward, Vancouver, down in the box, no penalty. Yeah, I would agree with that call. A 0-0 draw, I might not even review this game, I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it's entertaining, but there ain't much for me to chew on, so to speak. We might just keep this a live stream. It might. I need something. Partially because I got to make the streams for the weekend, and partially because, either way, we'll see. 24th minute. Cody Parkey going back to the... Wait, no way. No way. No way. Cleared away. Thoughts on JD staying in Judgment Day? Hey, you know what? Makes sense. No way. #25th minute. Vancouver. #25th minute. Cross in. Header. And it's over the bar. 26th minute. Dude. Again, it's a jersey. You know this better than anybody. I've worn, you've seen me wear the Vancouver jersey more than once. It's called a jersey collection. One, Montreal's the only jersey I'll never wear. Second of all, fuck Seattle. Like the one time I want Vancouver to win in this tournament's against Seattle, and it's not the final, so fuck Seattle. Seattle's more my op than Vancouver anyway. Vancouver fans are the ones who hate Toronto. Toronto fans don't even realize Vancouver exists until they play each other. It's totally two different things. It's two different things. But for now, fuck Seattle. Come on now. I hate Seattle more than I do Vancouver, but that's also been obvious. You really thought I was going to be on Seattle's side. You've been here long enough. You know I'm not. You know I ain't going to be on Seattle's side. You've been here long. You've been here long enough. You've been here long enough, 904. You've been here long enough. You've been here long enough, you know. Thoughts on Finn Balor planning a WrestleMania match with Dom for the Triple I title? And you know what? That'll be a good match to watch. That'd be interesting. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. 28th minute, 0-0. So... th minute. Saved. Not asking you to paint your face rave green, just punch and be neutral. I mean, again, in my opinion, Seattle's more of a rival to Toronto than Vancouver is. In my opinion, I think most Toronto fans would agree. I think there's a lot of Toronto fans that would agree that Seattle's more of a rival than Vancouver. So, you think Roxanne Perez plans to join Finn in a babyface faction? No, they're not turning. No, they're not turning their face. I don't see why they would. 30th minute. I don't see why they would. Shot wide. I mean, I don't know if I'd say I hate Seattle as much as I do as a Portland Timbers fan would, but it's close. But it's close. But we're close. Playing forward. Mueller passes it. Shot, save. Blocked away. But what a block. That was, I don't know if that was lucky or good. It might be both. It might be both. That was awesome. That was awesome. Cross in. Header. Brought down. Cleared. Do you want Montreal in a playoff spot? No. No. Unless there's a chance of them playing Toronto, no. In the playoffs, no. No. Playing forward. .33rd minute. 0-0. 0-0. Vancouver's gotten close. Seattle's gotten a couple close. Cleared away. The game keeps going like this. I don't even think there will be a review. I think I'll just go straight on and make the streams for tomorrow and all that. So we'll see. 34th minute. No. Dreaded run from it. Destiny still arrives. Memo Ochoa is the starting goalie for Mexico at a World Cup. And he'll defrost like Mariah Carey does and have the freaking performances of his life and go out in a blaze of glory. It's sad for Malagon. It's sad for Malagon, but it's hilarious. This is where we are. It really is. It really is. Because I don't see who else does it. I don't see who else starts. I don't. So it's gotta be. Right? It's gotta be Ochoa. And we were worried he wouldn't even be at the World Cup. Aye. Boom. .35th minute. Corner. Cross in, header. Ooh. Playing forward. Here comes Vancouver. 36th minute. Playing forward. Blocked away. Out for a corner. mushroom and cucumber pizza. This is not a Pizza Hut. No, this is Patrick. 38th minute, 37th minute. Cross in, header, shot, over the bar. No, this is Patrick. Vancouver on it. Thirty-ninth minute, 0-0. Cleared away. Vancouver chips over the top. Sabi loses the ball. Dude is just, man can't shoot. Man can't finish. That's for sure. Ooh. Oof. $11. 40th minute. 5 minutes to go to the half. Playing forward. "41st minute. Right now, no, we won't review this game. Cross in, header. Playing forward. Michael Soroka will start World Baseball Classic quarterfinal for Canada against USA. 43rd minute. Podcast tonight isn't very exciting. There hasn't been anything for me to get excited about, which sucks because there's a lot of views. So just, I don't know. Either way. I always forget with CONCACAF or away goals still a thing. Yes, it's still a thing. Nobody said anything to make me go off on an exciting tangent. This game isn't exciting. Yeah, it's punch for punch, but it's like them hopping around the ring, throwing a jab, and then stepping back, throwing another jab, stepping back, and they're just pecking at each other. It's like one of those. It's not a lot to chew on. What do you want me to do? I can't tell them to play better. I'm right here. 43rd minute. I expected better. Yeah, I agree. Cross in. Header cleared. Shot. Wide. Damn. Answer something. No. 44th minute. I'm disappointed this ain't entertaining either. I mean, what can I? I'm disappointed too. It's just either way. Playing forward, Seattle. Shot goal. The Sounders lead. Pariola makes it 0-1. They're really going to send the Thomas Muller to Spokane next week. What a run for Seattle, and there it is. There it is for the Sounders. 1-0, which that's still not enough to make me review the game, but well, we'll see what happens. Paul Arriola scores. Played on and shot goal. Ferreira, dude, he looks like he's homeless now. Ferreira plays it on to Paul Arriola, and it's a goal, 0-1. Open net, all he had to do was shoot it, and he did. "45 minutes. 0-1, away goal for Seattle. Oh, no. Bad for Vancouver. Bad for Vancouver, bruh. No. 45th minute. Vancouver, you got to pick up your socks. You got to pick up your sacks. Sadly enough, you gave away an away goal, so that's not good. Even if you win 2-1. Certainly have to score in Spokane now, either way. Lordy, 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 lordy. 1 minute of stoppage time and about to go to halftime. Last kick of the half. Vancouver's down 1 at the half. Or they could be if they don't get some here. Past the post, and that will be halftime. Corner. Well, no, corner, I guess. Corner for Vancouver. Berhalter. Can Vancouver answer back? Ball crossed in. Header down. Cleared. That's going to be the half. It is. Halftime. 0-1 for the Sounders. 0-1 middle tiempo. We'll take a short break at the half. Top of the stats. Get this one going. Sit tight. Be back. Seattle leads. Still a pretty game, but We'll see. Wait. Yeah. Sit tight. Be back. We're back for the stats at the half. Right now, this might be the only stats overview you hear from me tonight, depending on how better this game gets over the second half. Because even if it's 1-0 Seattle, I really don't think there's much for me to chew on, to review on. Either way, and I still got to make the 3 streams for the next 3 days. So either way, 61% possession, 39% possession, 7 shots to 7, 1 shot on goal to 3, 0 shots or 0 big chances to 2, 223 accurate passes, 88%, 246, 84%, 6 fouls to 4, 5 corners to 1, 7 shots to 7, 4 shots off goal to 3, 1 shot on goal to 3. We have 265 passes to 174, 88% pass accuracy to 84. We have 9 throws to 12, 0 offside to 0, 0 yellow cards to 0, 0 red cards to 0. 0-1. 0-1 for the Whitecaps. Or 0-1 for Seattle, I should say. 0-1 for Seattle, I should say. And they got the goal they needed, but was this game pretty? Was it pretty? No. No. It's been boring. There's been punches back and forth. Seattle finally landed one, but there ain't much to say besides that. Ain't much to say besides they've landed some punches. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Second half about to start. Really boring game so far. We'll see how it goes. 45 more minutes. Possible no review, and I just make the streams and eat the rest of my fried rice after the game, after I make the streams. Either way. Second half, waiting for it to go. How much? What? 3 minutes to the second half. That game, that yesterday, that run yesterday is freaking zapped me, I swear. 3 streams, 3 reviews. Bro, that shit sapped me, man. Second half, soon to start. $45 down, 45 to go. So be it. Second half about to start. Here we go. 45 more minutes. Either way. Second half, here we go. Seattle up 1. .45th minute. Second half. So be it. Lord. 45th minute. Playing forward. Vancouver. Wide, but that'll get cleared. I think I'm going to put it like this. If this game is more than a 1-1 draw, .46 minute. .47th minute. Playing forward. Vancouver, can they find an answer? Looks like .48th minute. Throw in. Vancouver just doesn't have it tonight. And also on the back end, speaking of Toronto, how does Toronto get their shit rocked by Vancouver, but Vancouver has struggled besides that in every other game? Are we good or bad? I can't fucking tell. Like, with all these other results, are Toronto good or bad? I can't fucking tell. Playing forward. '50th minute. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Comment on the stream. Costa Rienzi with a throw in. 50 minutes. The way this is going, no review tonight. Avs winning over Seattle 3-0. Second period. But I guess, well, either way. Seattle on the ball. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Either way. How we doing, William? How we doing? 0-1. 7-2 Dallas over Edmonton. Jesus Christ. '50th minute. Playing forward. Wonderful, especially after Cincinnati's victory over Tigres, says William. Corner for Vancouver. 52 minutes. Can they find their answer? Cross. Header. Cleared by Rusnak. '52 minutes. 0-1. Playing forward. Playing forward. '53rd minute. Vancouver. Tate Johnson on the ball. Playing forward. Kenji Cabrera. Laraz headed away. Still Vancouver. Top of the box. Shot wide. They're desperate then. Playing forward. Brazil new kit released for the World Cup. Navy blue with a Jordan brand. I think it's a fire jersey. From what I saw, it's awesome. It's an awesome jersey. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. It's amazing. Playing forward. Top of the box, and nobody gets on the ball. 55th minute. It's awesome jersey. Sabi kicks it out. So we'll see what it, but it looks awesome. Playing forward. '56th minute. '56th minute. That's the Dodgers. Somebody posted about the Dodgers Yoshi bobblehead, like the actual Mario character Yoshi. And then somebody used that gif of Yoshi swinging the hammer. That gif is gif. I don't know. Is funny. Cracking her mid, not surprising the Avalanche are up 3-0. I agree with that. Playing forward. '57th minute. What's the score? 1-0 Seattle. '58th minute. Here comes Contreras. Shot in, goal! Goal for Seattle. Poriola. That's 2-0. Yeah, probably one of the most boring 2-0 games I've ever seen in my life. Poriola, Contreras with the assist. '58th minute. 0-2 Cerros. Vancouver getting eliminated. You know what? Fuck it. I'm fine with that. Stressing them being in the Champions Cup until they lose was not going to be fun again. You know what? Fuck it. At this point, Seattle, just beat the shit out of them, please. Well, either way, it was going to be... do they think it's a handball or something? Now you tap that ball in with his foot. I don't see a handball. Either way. Pariola scores 58th minute. 2 goals for Pariola. This is probably the most boring 2-0 match I ever watched in my life. You know how it's rare that there's an entertaining draw? This is one of those rare times where a goals being scored is boring. I guess they're trying to see if Kosa Rienzi was offside. I guess that's what they're looking at. '60th minute. Seattle sometimes has boring wins. Yeah. This is one of them. Man, what happened to Vancouver? They're just not the same. Did Vancouver miss their window? Like, this is just plays it backwards. Takaoka. Bad giveaway. Bad giveaway, man. Looks that way. Sorry, friends to the north. Vancouver, the only goals they've conceded this season have came by Cascadia teams. How funny is that? Yeah, it's pretty funny. I wish Toronto would have potted one on them, but, you know, whatever. We could do that back in, like, October or something, because God knows we're going to play the CONCACAF final, or Canadian Championship final against them. God knows. So it is what it is. Paul Rothrock coming on for Seattle. Brian White coming on for Vancouver as well. I think it's a little bit too late. It's just a little too late. It is though. Ariola coming off, 2 goals, and he's off. Alumi off for Brian White. Danny Musovsky coming on for Seattle as well. Oh, they're not done yet. I mean, Vancouver isn't either, but Seattle has 2 away goals. And it's Sabali coming on for Vancouver as well. For Sabi. '62 minutes. Look. Third minute. Playing forward. '63rd minute. '64th minute. 0-2. Seattle leading the game and really just choking it off. I mean, they got the experience, and Vancouver ain't the same team they were last year. Their window might have slammed shut, and they didn't even know it. I think Seattle are going to beat them. I think Seattle are going to beat them. So, it is what it is for me. I mean, it is what it is for me. I mean, Seattle always finds ways. I don't know how they don't have to rebuild. I don't know how. Like, Seattle is the most consistent. They're like the Green Bay Packers. Let's put it like that. The Seattle Sounders are like the Green Bay Packers. Even when you think they finally have to rebuild, they don't. They might be down a little bit every so often. They're always around, though. They ain't never going to be rock bottom. And that's some I respect, I have to say. I could say all I want about Seattle. I could say they're more of a rival to Toronto than Vancouver. I could say I hate that Seattle beat Toronto to the punch all those years. And every chance we had or everything, they beat us to the punch to it. But that's because they're a well-run club. Seattle's a well-run club. And they're a very well-run club. They never have to rebuild. They always reload. They have a good manager who understands what it is to be a Sounder. And, I mean, I still think they'd be well-run even when Schmetzer retires. And I'm sure they have a really good succession plan for that as well, because that's what the club does. I don't like the Sounders. I have my problems with them. I have my jealousy, I guess, because a lot of their successes came at the expense of Toronto. If it points that way, yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't even change that yet. I need to change that to the current jersey. Either way, yeah. A lot of it's at the expense of Toronto. And they won the Champs Cup before Toronto did, when Toronto should have won it first. But either way, so yeah, I mean, I have a lot of angst towards Seattle. I don't hate them as bad as a Portland fan does, but I wouldn't say it's far off. But I'm not so blind. I'm not so blinded that I don't understand why they do what they do. And Brian Schmetzer is a wonderful manager. Dude looks like a damn school principal, but the dude, like, Brian Schmetzer legitimately looks like a freaking high school principal. He just does. I've always said that. He looks like a high school principal, but the man freaking knows. Like, he may not be the tactical best manager, but he knows enough to get by, and he's a very good man manager. He's very good at leading his players. They have a good front office. They don't reload. They don't rebuild. They just reload. Sometimes they're not as close to being contenders as you would expect them to be, but they always get the benefit of the doubt. And I'd say Seattle around Leagues Cup, they've turned a corner. They've became contenders again. And that's why they're winning here. I think Leagues Cup, and that's why they have the second leg of this tie in Spokane. Where'd Tim Lawicki go? That's why Sounders FC are as good as they are. Well, that was more to start the Kraken, but either way, I'm sure he gave some hints to Seattle as a ownership group, but I think the Kraken are a separate ownership group, right? I think they are, than the Sounders. So either way, wide. Here's a chance. Shot goal, 3-0. Paul Rothrock. Speaking of good scouting, I know he's from Seattle, but he should have stayed in Toronto. but Toronto let him walk because they're idiots. Paul Rothrock scores 0-3. Good for him. I've always been. Paul Rothrock makes it 0-3. Still the most boring 0-3 game I've ever watched. So, don't see myself doing an RSR, but 0-3. Statement from Seattle. Probably the most boring, strong statement ever. It's a politician's statement. 69th minute. 3-0. Teams are getting their shit rocked, man, during this Champions Cup. Teams are getting their shit rocked. I mean, it's just... There you go. '70th minute, 0-3. So right now, seems to me, once this game's over, I'm going to cut the stream. When it's over, of course. I'll make the streams for Friday, Saturday, and midnight, Saturday into Sunday for Formula One. We'll see what happens with the World Baseball Classic semifinals and if Canada moves on and all that. Same score as the TFC game at BC Place. This time it goes against Vancouver. Well, I guess Vancouver's window slammed shut. That's my opinion. And it shows you exactly what my point is. I'm surprised. I thought Vancouver was good. I thought they were supposed to be good. Vancouver's not as good as they were last year. As I said, I think Vancouver's window slammed shut. I think their window to win was last year, Champions Cup and MLS Cup, and they couldn't do either. And they still have the same, they really stood pat. And frankly, even after 2016, you know what Toronto did when they lost the MLS Cup? They did not stand pat. Hell, in 2018 offseason, after they won MLS Cup, they did not stand pat. They made moves to get in good players for those two squads. The Champions Cup final squad, the Champions League final squad, and the MLS Cup champion squad. They did not stand pat. Yeah, Vancouver got Sabali, but maybe hindsight will show he was a really good move. But other than that, Vancouver really stood pat. And in MLS, you can't do that. If you can upgrade, you upgrade. Even if things are going well, you upgrade. Standing pat in MLS is a death knell because there are teams chasing you in both conferences. You cannot stand pat. In most sports you can't, but MLS, standing pat is a death sentence. More than any other sport. More than any other league. If you stand pat in MLS because, we made MLS Cup. We're the best team in the West. We were really good in the regular season. It wasn't no fluke. And St. Louis kind of did this in the second season after they finished top of the West as well. When you stand pat in MLS, look at the teams who stood pat and kept their same roster and barely made any changes besides signing a 2 guy up to the main team or their draft picks or maybe 1 or 2 depth signings from like Central America or whatever. What happens to those teams? They don't do as good the next year because every other team was chasing that benchmark in both conferences. We're chasing that benchmark. Miami, for example, they won the MLS Cup and they didn't stand pat. Now you could say, well, that roster doesn't look legal and the turnover they had doesn't look legal. It probably isn't. But my point, probably isn't. MLS probably let them break the rules. But my point is this. Miami did not stand pat. They retooled their entire team. Of course, Jordi Alba and Busquets retired. They brought in Berterame. Suarez is still there for some reason. They brought in Berterame. They brought in Mura. They brought in multiple different players. Dane St. Clair, of course. They brought in to have the best squad. They did not stand pat. They won the cup. You cannot stand pat in MLS. It's not something you can do and get away with it. because there are other teams. Because of the way the league works, it is a very mystery box league. It's a mystery box league because there's always parity. There's always going to be a team where you think they're supposed to be good and they aren't, whether it's self-inflicted or not. Seattle is always good. They may have some downturns, slight downturns by like a place or two and rarely miss the playoffs, but they're always there. Vancouver stood pat, but that's because Seattle always makes moves. They know who they're making the moves for, but they always make moves. Seattle did not make any moves, or Vancouver didn't make any moves, and I think that hurt them. And of course, let's not forget that Vancouver is being sold. The Whitecaps are being sold as a club. So Axel is doing all he can on a shoestring budget. And it's a wonder they were as good as they were last year. And I'm not saying it's a bad squad. It's a good squad on paper. They should be just as good as they were last year. But to look at it as it is they are in trouble. They have to do the best they can on a shoestring budget. And let's remember Thomas Muller was a free transfer, at least when it comes to transfer fee. To be quite clear, you look at the football that they play, and they should be playing the same football they were playing last year, yes. But they may be one of those mystery box teams. Now, is Vancouver going to be crap? No, they're still going to be a playoff team. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if Vancouver doesn't make the playoffs. Like, I'd be stunned shocked if they didn't make the playoffs. But to say that they're the best team, they're the same team they were last year? No, not in performance. I mean, they've been struggling every game. The only game they beat the shit out of somebody was Toronto. And now they're getting the shit kicked out of them, so that doesn't make any sense. But either way, I like what Lacobra said about MLS. 76 minutes. So, it's a league where you have to advance. Like in MLS, you have to take a step forward. You have to make changes. You have to find better players. You have to replace who you lose with a as good, if not better, player. You have to recreate some things in the aggregate. You cannot just stand pat, because if you stand pat, you are not winning. That's an easy way to shut your window in MLS, is standing pat. I've never seen it pan out for any team. I've never seen standing pat in MLS pan out for any team. So, never seen it. So, you have to make moves. Whether they're smart or not, you have to make moves. The Galaxy did the opposite. Oh, they made moves. Respectable but complicated MLS. Yeah, I'll agree with that. But it's complicated in a good way. It's complicated in a good way. It's complicated in an entertaining way. So, sort of like Formula One this year. Formula One's complicated, but in an entertaining way in the end. Who's winning Champs Cup? Miami. I said Miami to begin with. I'm sticking with Miami. At least they didn't lose this week. Toluca did. Vancouver did. Cleared away. Yeah, I don't think I have to do the second leg of this tie. 0-3 on away goals. A lot of parity for Supporter Shield too. Yep. Oh, Philly's going to be garbage. I said that to begin the season, though. Is that a surprise? No, I told you Philly was going to be garbage. I told y'all Philly was going to be garbage. If you watch the MLS predictions video, what did I say? I told y'all. I called Philly to a T. Just to be clear. Now, things can change, but right now, they look like they're fucked. I told y'all about Philly. I told y'all. Either way. But San Diego might be the most surprising good team. I think he's talking about the fact that Vancouver's getting their shit rocked. It's not 7-1 yet, but I think that's either way. No review tonight. Last 10 minutes, and I'll be off, and I'll make the streams for the weekend. Lordy, lordy, lordy. I said 2014. No, you said 2013. Wait. Well, 2013-14 is pretty much either way. Fine. I'm tired. Playing forward. It was 2014, 2013, Brazil, Cook, Prime, Spain, Italy, Mexico, Uruguay. My bad. I'm tired. Like, I'm gassed out, man. I'm gassed out, man. As you could tell, in Japan. As you could tell. Who's winning CONCACAF Champions League? I just said Miami. Do you listen? Open your ears. 81st minute. Said CAF, not CONCACAF. Man, I must be tired. I must be tripping. Al Ali wins CAF. I'm either getting gaslight or I'm tripping. 82 minutes. Ozzie L. Jackson coming on for Vancouver. '83rd minute. '83rd minute. 1-3, 2-3. It's not. That has not happened yet. They haven't even scored yet, Vancouver. Unless you're a freaking fortune teller. Vancouver is playing shit. Yeah, I agree. Cleared away. Whitecaps still have it. and they just run to the outside. I expected a little better game. I'm disappointed. Same. Even though it's a 3-0 game, I still don't really think I can say much to review it. Shout out 2013 Confederations Cup. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Shout out Tahiti. I think the score. Oh. Build a bonfire? Are you a freaking Seattle fan or a Portland fan? 85th minute. Either way. Or do they all use that chant? Portland's. Either way. Build a bonfire. That's got to be a Portland fan. Has to be. Thanks for doing the watch along. We need one in Seattle. Okay, so you're a Sounders fan. Okay. I guess they both use it then. Okay. 85th minute. I mean, Seattle's been dominant. Even though it's been quiet dominance, they've been dominant. They always find a way, man. Seattle's such a well-run club. And that's why you don't stand pat, Vancouver. It surprised me. Same here. And the only reason I'm wearing a Vancouver jersey is I don't have a Seattle jersey. I have a neon green shirt, but either way. I have no problem wearing a Seattle jersey in my collection. The only jersey I never wear is a Montreal one. And Seattle does have some nice jerseys from their history. Jimi Hendrix kit, the Nightfall kit, the black and pink one, the Bruce Lee kit. I don't really like the one they're wearing right now. Well, at least away kits. Seattle home kits. Ugh. Seattle away kits, though, normally. Got a good run of kits. The current one sucks. Yeah. 86th minute. Well, Paul Rothrock was there when they wore the Bruce Lee kit. I might have to try to find one of those. A Bruce Lee Paul Rothrock jersey. I might have to try to find one of those. Might have to. Either way, 87th minute. Sadly enough, that Fanatics clearance sale didn't have any MLS jerseys. That would have been really good. That 70% off clearance sale, man, if they had some MLS jerseys, that would have been nice for the collection. That would have been a good day. Either way. Whitecaps leaves Canada as in Can Champ, basically just a toss-up between Montreal and Toronto every year unless there's a cup set. Yeah, pretty much, but that just takes away – it's like a 3-sided spinner. Right now, it's just a 3-sided spinner, and right now the spinner's hitting Vancouver every time. If Vancouver Whitecaps leave Canada, then it's just going to be no penalty. Then it's just going to be a coin flip instead of a spinner. And it's probably going to be 50-50, yeah, unless Toronto just gets really good. Or called a pirate. Either way, well, you'll get really good if called a pirate. But either way, if called a pirate, if Vancouver left, they'd win every year. Toronto would win every year. Shit, even with Vancouver, I think Toronto found a way to win every year. But the Can Champ. Now. Right now, 50-50. I still think Toronto has a better chance of winning Can Champ than Montreal this year. It is 3-0 Seattle. Lopez coming on for Seattle. Now, I still think Toronto has a better chance of winning the Can Champ than Montreal, though. I didn't say we'd beat Vancouver, but at least I think we'd be the ones playing the final. Lopez for Roldan. Alex Roldan. 89th minute, which, Either way. We're on a totally different side of the bracket. What about Forge? Well, we saw what happened to Forge last year to Vancouver. I'd like to see Forge pull it off, but I don't. I think really it's Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. Maybe Forge has an outside shot, but they haven't really proved it yet. But if Toronto was that bad, maybe. Which I guess in the end sort of played out last year. Toronto was so bad, Montreal was so bad, Forge made the semifinal and then got drawn with Vancouver, so they got screwed in that way. But either way, and then Vancouver FC made the final, which is even worse than Forge. So who knows? Feels like a really well-drawn year, though. Either way, Toronto's on the other side of the bracket. They don't have to play Vancouver till the final. They won't have to play Montreal to the final. I'd prefer it to be Montreal because it's a one-legged final, and frankly, I think we're better. It's going to be Vancouver, though, in like October or whatever. 4 minutes of stoppage time, whatever it is. October or whatever. It's going to be them, so. I'd love for Montreal to somehow pull off a two-legged win over Vancouver. It's not happening, but. And then if I wish for that, you know. We lose anyway, right? But 91st minute. Halfway through stoppage time. Oh, no. Shot headed away. "92 minutes. Halfway through stoppage time. Minutes to go. 3-0 Seattle. Headed away. Vancouver cleared away. Free kick for Seattle. Rock down. Good night, Ryan. Good night, everyone. We'll see you. One more minute. Final minute. $93.40. Playing forward. Header. Cleared away. Final seconds of the game. Over the top, Prizo headed it. Caught. Shot off the post. Shot off the post. The clean sheet is still there. San Diego did good, I know. 94th minute. Headed down. Oziel Jackson. Shot. Berhalter saved by Fry. Stephen Fry makes the save. And that should be the game. And it's full time. 0-3. Seattle wins. And that's probably the tie. 3 away goals in Vancouver. That's probably the tie. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe, and know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribe, send chats on live streams, hit that hype button to get this up in the algorithm, hit that join button to become a member, send some chats on live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist, share it with the family, all that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow at 6:55 p.m. Central, 7:55 Eastern for the World Baseball Classic quarterfinal, United States at Canada. Live RSR for that on Friday. Saturday, we will be live at noon Central, 1 Eastern for Toronto FC versus Red Bull New York. And then Saturday midnight, we'll be live for the F1 Chinese Grand Prix. And then we'll see what happens with the World Baseball Classic for Sunday, later Sunday. And when Canada plays, well, if Canada's in the semifinal, we'll do both semifinals anyway. I mean, Sunday, Monday. Either way, we'll see how that goes. With that being said, I will see you tomorrow. No review. Most boring 3-0 game ever watched in my life. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you.